No one likes traffic congestion. Now, Seattle is partnering with Google's AI to streamline your drive.
There's definitely an increase in the popularity.
They're small, inexpensive, and fun. Key trucks are an eye-catching import that are catching on.
It's just an inclusive space for community gathering.
It's a one-stop location for cyclists to begin and end the workday. We'll visit Railspur just ahead. These stories and more next on CityStream. Hi, I'm Tatevik Aprikyan. Welcome to CityStream from the new Overlook Walk. This walkway will soon connect Pike Place Market to the aquarium and other waterfront attractions. Several years ago, this was the view from where we're standing now. The old Alaskan Way viaduct was still open, but its days were numbered. And now with the viaduct gone, the transformation of Seattle's waterfront continues. Take a look at the progress made on the Overlook Walk within the past year. The bridge structure is now fully in place and work crews are installing seating, landscaping, and play features. An aging gray viaduct is gone, replaced by a new entry to the Emerald City. More on that just ahead. I think we can all agree Seattle's stop-and-go traffic is a huge annoyance, a time waster, and high gas prices add to that aggravation. Also, transportation is the largest share of planet-warming pollution in the country. Now the city of Seattle is the first in North America to partner with Google to use artificial intelligence to streamline traffic signals, reducing emissions and making trips smoother. It's rush hour in Seattle's Ballard neighborhood. Getting through Northwest Market Street and 15th Avenue reminds you a little bit of playing red light, green light.
I'm down here anywhere from 1 to 4 times a week.
Seattle resident Hannah Larson knows this stop-and-go traffic all too well.
I think as the population has grown in the city, we've just seen an increase of what's already been present for so long, which is an influx of cars heading east, west, and especially with heading west, as cars are trying to turn left, there's very few left turn signals. And so the cars start to pile up, and especially during rush hour, it just gets to be increasingly congested as the years pass.
The light at this westbound left turn from Market Street onto 15th Avenue is one the Seattle Department of Transportation has changed.
So that's the westbound left turn that we were, just one of the things we were making sure to look at and review before we implemented the recommendation from Google.
The recommendations Laura Wojcicki with SDOT is referring to comes from Google. The company approached the city of Seattle to partner on Project Greenlight. It uses artificial intelligence and machine learning from Google's vast maps database to improve signal timing and reduce emissions.
And it's certainly very exciting that they approached us as the first North American city.
Seattle is known for its technology innovation and also its traffic. Google's Juliet Rothenberg is very familiar with both.
And I know this, I grew up outside of Seattle, actually.
Okay.
And so I can tell you that Seattle has long had traffic issues in the city. Because of that, the transportation department has been extremely proactive about leveraging advanced technologies.
Some amount of stop-and-go traffic is unavoidable. Rothenberg says that's where Project Greenlight comes in, using AI to look at massive amounts of driving data and target the intersections which have the most opportunity for improvement.
So we're using AI to analyze Google Maps driving trends across thousands of intersections in the city simultaneously. And the AI is actually developing a model of how each intersection works.
Rothenberg says that includes the patterns of traffic flowing through each intersection, as well as how the traffic lights are configured and how each intersection relates to the intersections around it.
On the days when traffic is really heavy and you're sitting at this light, oftentimes it's only letting through maybe 8, 9 cars, and that's if people are paying attention.
This light at Market Street and 15th Avenue is one of 3 intersections in the city where SDOT engineers applied Google suggestions and shifted the green light timing by several seconds.
We made a 10-second adjustment. So you could notice that, hey, I'm getting through this intersection a little more frequently, whereas, maybe previously you had to stop more at that intersection.
The stop and go at traffic lights is contributing to emissions too, which are 29 times higher at intersections than on open roads. Half of these emissions come from vehicles accelerating after stopping.
Our early numbers have shown that we have the potential to reduce stop and go traffic by up to 30% and reduce emissions by up to 10%.
If you multiply that by more than 1 billion cars on the roads worldwide, that's a big impact.
We're live right now in 13 cities across 4 continents. And one of the things that has really astounded me and our broader team is just how well we've worked across different geographies.
From European cities like Hamburg, Germany, to Bangalore, India, Jakarta, Indonesia, and Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Project Greenlight can impact 30 million car rides each month, lighting the way for a more sustainable future.
I think we lead the initiative on a lot of projects, especially involving technology, and I think that if this is a success here, where traffic is such a congested issue, that we will set the example for cities across the nation to make this change as well.
Project Greenlight is free to the city of Seattle. SDOT says it's also low risk, meaning Google does not connect to any of its internal systems, and it's up to SDOT to implement the suggestions. The city is currently reviewing Google's recommendations to improve intersections in SoDo later this year. Next on CityStream, if you've seen these tiny trucks hustling around town and wondering, what is that? We'll fill you in. A new trend is passing through the Port of Seattle, imported key trucks. These are miniaturized pickups and vans from Japan. Producer Michael Crow looks at one of the local companies bringing these vehicles into the country and why drivers love them so much.
Walk through the doors of SoDo Moto, and you will see why bigger is not always better.
There's a lot of different factors that make people like them. They're relatively cheap, they're gas efficient, they're cute.
Kai Kovanak is of course speaking about K-trucks, tiny pickups from Japan imported into the United States. SoDo Moto has been bringing them in since 2018, and they're hot as ever.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. They're really entertaining to drive as long as you're going under about 40 miles an hour.
With a 600cc engine, they're closer to a motorcycle than a half-ton pickup. But the difference is, you can buy one for just a couple $1,000s, and with a bed as long as some extended cab trucks, they meet the needs of a lot of people.
Those factors make them really great for cities, the island communities around here, like Bainbridge Island and other places, and also small businesses. So since they have a lot of storage space, we see people that run small food trucks and things using these, and also companies like bakeries using them to transport goods.
That's inspired quite a community, people who love these little trucks, working on them, modifying them, collecting them. The import and registration process can be daunting, so while some people do it themselves, Kai recommends letting an expert handle the details.
Yeah, they've been popular. The last 2 years, there's definitely an increase in the popularity, and that increase I think is still going right now. I think that increase has been driven by the availability, so a lot more of them are 25 years old, and also a lot more people are getting into the import business in the first place.
That's the age where they become a classic car, exempt from many US regulations, making them street legal. Admittedly, they lack some safety features of modern vehicles, like airbags and larger crumple zones. And the ride is not for the faint of heart. 30 miles an hour on a city street feels much faster with the engine right beneath you roaring.
Yeah, don't drive too fast.
But they are small and fuel efficient, enough for some, especially with gas prices in recent years.
You're offsetting the emissions created by making the vehicle, and driving it doesn't create very much more. So it's like a double win.
They come in all shapes and sizes.
This is a 95 Mitsubishi Pajero Mini VR2. And I have a 92 Suzuki Carry, and it's just super fun little car.
Dawson Wu was looking for something a little adventurous and found it on Facebook Marketplace in Portland. His other truck is down for repairs, a not infrequent issue, but part of the fun. He admits he had trouble explaining the appeal to his wife as his collection has grown.
No airbags, no power steering, like your knees are the crumple zone. She doesn't love being in it, but like seeing people's reactions when you're driving around, like, yeah, I think it started to click. Like, it's a super fun vehicle.
Because they may be small, but are not short on character.
I mean, my whole neighborhood knows, like, oh, that's the guy that has those two tiny cars.
These are slow and this one is extra slow. So.
While Kai is glad to keep bringing them in, his dad travels in Japan sorting through used car auctions and getting them ready for shipping. Up to 6 can fit in a standard cargo container, which is quite a sight. Each one, to some degree, part of the cultural fabric of this city, thousands of miles from home.
Like when you're driving these around, you get attention like you're driving a Ferrari, sometimes, depending where you are. They're kind of just a staple of the Seattle and greater Seattle area at this point. And that's not that surprising. Seattle and this area has had a lot of Japanese influence for a long time, and this is just another example of that. And they're everywhere.
It's worth noting key trucks are not legal in all states, so if you're outside of Washington, check the local laws. And from miniaturized pickup trucks to a micro district in Pioneer Square that caters to the cycling community, Railspur is a transformative retail concept for those who bike to work, love coffee, and craft beers. The collection of dining, retail, office, and hospitality experiences is designed to reinvigorate Pioneer Square. Producer Vincent Pierce has more.
It's a great way to get around this town, especially commuting. It'll provide you less stress. Also, at the end of your day, it is a stress reliever because you get to get out and ride your bike on your way home, less pollution.
I think one of the hardest things as a bike commuter or a cyclist in general is when you get to wherever you're going, you are oftentimes wet, you are oftentimes muddy, you are oftentimes sweaty. We have a membership program here with locker rooms, showers. You can ride your bike in, park your bike in safe bike storage downstairs, take a shower, get changed, head over to the office, and it'll be here waiting for you nice and clean, tuned up when you're ready to head back home. The hope for this project is to create a place that people feel comfortable, everyone feels comfortable, that it's just an inclusive space for community gathering. All the history here, the historic buildings, the beautiful neighborhood, everyone's riding in. Either in the morning or in the evening, you can kind of watch a steady stream of cyclists go by.
It's kind of, I guess, the heart of Seattle. It's a pretty historic neighborhood, and it's nice to see it kind of reviving and coming back.
If you'd like to check it out, Railspur is located in the heart of Pioneer Square between First and Occidental and South Jackson and South King Streets. To learn more, go to their website, railspurseattle.gov. Just ahead, the Overlook Walk is the future, but this had to come down to make that happen. We'll look back as CityStream continues. Welcome back to CityStream from the stunning Overlook Walk adjacent to Pike Place Market. From the air, you can see how this elevated public park will connect the market to the Seattle Aquarium and waterfront. The new elevated walkway will allow people to access the waterfront and Pike Place Market without ever having to cross the new Alaskan Way. And while walking over, the public will be treated to spectacular views of Elia Bay, and they'll also have access to new public plazas and play areas. The new Overlook Walk is expected to open by the end of 2024. If you'd like to learn more about the walk and all the changes to the waterfront, go to this website, waterfrontseattle.gov. Of course, all the changes here are possible now that the once useful but much maligned Alaskan Way viaduct is gone. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years since the viaduct shut down for good. But the scheduled 10 p.m. closure on that Friday night, January 11th, 2019, was delayed by hours after nostalgic crowds demanded one final drive across the span. For many, it was a night to remember. But for others who worked in its shadow, opinions varied about the viaduct, as producer Ian DeVere explains.
We started in April of 1978, so it's been just a little over 40 years, and we've been in the same location. I don't feel it until people mention it. When they ask me about the noise, I just say, oh yeah, it does make noise. But I've turned it off so many years ago, it doesn't bother me at all.
I don't really have a lot that I dislike about it. It's big and gray, but it's really grown on me over the past 4 years. I have a strange attachment to it. I am a little bit concerned about how quiet it's going to be. I'm used to it. My office window is right there, so I can hear everything all day. And like I said, it just kind of becomes a drone after a while. I'm curious because it's hard for me to sleep when I take trips outside the city. So I don't know if I'll be able to work with all that quiet.
I love this city. I mean, this city is a majestic place, whether it's day or night, and the night view is gonna be, I'm gonna miss that a lot, because I love going, especially going that way towards the stadiums, and I've worked at both, and it's gonna be sad to not be able to see that anymore.
Just taking some pictures just for fun. Just capture it just so I can show people in case we forget. It's a little bit sad for me. I lived here most of my life, and I just enjoy the viaduct when I drive on it and seeing the wonderful view here. But I guess that's the way it goes. That's progress.
Waterfront's going to change. You know, the rents are going to go through the roof. I've already started to see it. The business model that I've developed is based on this location, a mix of tourists and locals. 3:30, there's 4:16. I have people from all over the world. Every time they come to Seattle, they stop by. What I'll miss the most is being able to operate my business. Without it, I don't think it's going to happen. These low rent buildings, warehouse buildings are going to disappear. You know. That's what I miss, is the opportunity to continue.
One thing I actually really enjoy about it is in the mornings, before our hygiene center opens up downstairs, our clients will actually line out here underneath the viaduct to get out of the rain and everything. And they're out of the way of traffic and all that, but they can actually stay dry while they're waiting for the doors to open, and then they can come inside and access services afterwards. I think we're going to stick around. We're here to serve our clients, and we have no intention of leaving anytime soon.
Ultimately, it's going to work out. People are going to find other ways to get through downtown, get to downtown. I think aesthetically, it's going to make the city much more attractive.
to see it gone. From the standpoint is that I would like to see the city connect to the waterfront.
The plans to put in some park space and that sort of thing will be very good for the public, I think.
I'm hoping it'll bring more people, you know, especially in the summer. I think it'll be beautiful for that, so.
I'm hoping it's a bit more open and that people can kind of access. I hear there's going to be a park over here. It'd be nice to be able to kind of walk out there after work and maybe enjoy a sunset.
It's been really fun.
I'm just a little sad. You know, tomorrow's the last day. You know what? I may make my husband drive just so I can get that last bit of view.
We'll see an icon go away, I think, is the bottom line.
As the redesigned Seattle waterfront continues to evolve, we have some good news to report. Both the Seattle Antiques Market and the Compass Housing and Alliance client offices are still operating in the same waterfront locations as before. We'll be right back. That wraps up this edition of CityStream from the construction site of the new Overlook Walk. If you'd like to see more outstanding Seattle Channel programs, go to our website, seattle.gov, and search for feature shows. I'm Tatevik Aprikyan. Thank you for watching.